This is a Real Steel Barlow and it costs about £25 or $25. And this is a Lionsteel DOM Barlow, costing 5 times more at about £125 or dollars. So is it really 5 times better? Is it really worth that extra £100 or $100? Today we're going to take a close look at each of these. And in fact, we're going to throw in a third one, a sort of a one in between as well. We're going to see if they're worth their price tag. We're going to look at fit and finish. We're going to look at the walk and talk and the steel and edge. So just before we do that, why Barlows? Well, this pattern originated more than 300 years ago. It's the perfect size for a pocket knife. It's a slip joint, so it's suitable for the office and the coffee shop, and few people will make a fuss if you get one out. So it makes it a very good modern carry despite being an old pattern. So let's take a look at the contenders. Here we have the Real Steel RB1. So this is the entry level. And I think this is really good for testing the pattern. It's a modern take on that classic design. Next, we have the Workhorse. And this is an Arthur Wright traditional Barlow. This one's a clip point, and this one actually, if you can see here, this is a twisted assisted commissioned one. I'll go through the materials a bit later. So apart from it having maybe less traditional scales, it's handmade, hand finished, and it comes in at about £40 to £60, depending on what materials you have in it. And then here we have the heirloom one. Now this was actually a gift, so I'm really pleased to have this. This is a Lionsteel, and these are about £125 to £135 or dollars. This is the one that you buy once and use forever. So let's start with round one. So this is all about the fit and finish. So taking a close look at this Real Steel. So you can see it's well centered. It's put together with torque screws, and it's got a clip. So it's the only one with a clip. Now, if you like that, it's quite handy. I find it's quite nice to clip into my pocket. This clip is a little bit different as well because you can swap it over so it can be left or right hand carry, but also it's got a little fork in there. So this would make an excellent chip fork, or maybe for olives or cubes of cheese. So that's a great addition to this. So otherwise, it's nice and clean. The transitions aren't too bad. There's not really a lot of gapping there. The back spring comes up when it's open, but it fits nice and flush. So fit and finish, not bad. I mean, it's got fairly cheap materials. So I think this is G10. And it's clear. Next, we have the Arthur Wright. Now, this has perfect centering, brass liners, micarta scales, nickel silver bolsters as well. I'll talk about the blade a bit later. And really good fit and finish. So, and just a reminder with this, it's handmade. So sometimes the fit and finish can vary, but I think I've got a good one here. Look at that. So that's the Arthur Wright. Then we have the Lionsteel. So this has titanium bolsters and liners. It's got wood scales. So I believe this is Santos wood. It's a form of mahogany. Made in Italy. And really nice fit and finish. Perfectly centered as you'd expect. No gapping. And I quite like this sort of rounded back spring. It gives it a really nice modern look. So this is a real crossover between modern and traditional. It's the torque screws, but the nice materials, the nice look as well. So that was fit and finish. So let's go through the walk and talk. Now, as I'm holding this, let's not waste time. Let's go through it. So I'll try to bring the microphone a bit closer. It's got a nice, solid walk and talk. A nice, solid thunk. So a nice, solid thunk. And a decent lockout on the back spring as well. So that's the Lionsteel. Now, the Arthur Wright, the pull on the Lionsteel is about a 6, I would say. 6 to a 7. The Arthur Wright is a good 9 pull. And the back springs on these are known to be strong. It's a cam tang, so there's no half stop as we had with the Lionsteel. And it really locks well into position. It takes quite a push to break the lock, but a fantastic walk and talk. Then coming to the Lionsteel. So this has a much weaker pull, probably of a 5. And the walk and talk's not shabby. It's a little bit soft. It's not bad in the lockout position. And it's got the half stop as well. So, but not bad. Right, let's look at the steels and the edge. Now, the Real Steel, you can see here, you get a decent look at the edge. It came with a super sharp factory edge. I haven't used this much yet, but just to show you, super slicey, and it's going to be easy to sharpen. Let's have a look. We can see, can we see that? So it's 12C27, which is a decent stainless. It's easy to sharp. It's got moderate edge retention. You will need to sharpen this a lot more often than the Lionsteel. It's probably similar to a Victorinox, really. The other thing which I like about this is it is super slicey. It's got this concave grind on it, but that will make this a super slicey knife. Looking at the Arthur Wright, so this has C70 carbon. So this will patina and rust, and you can see I've already got some patina on it from fingerprinting. Now, these can be a little bit variable when you get them, but they are so easy to sharpen. And we'll take a look at the edge. So hopefully you can see that there. So it came with a decent edge. There we go. But very easy to sharpen. And moderate edge retention and wear resistance, but the ease of sharpening helps to make up for that. But you do need to oil it or let it oxidize a bit and take up a nice patina. And then finally, the steel on the Lionsteel. Now, here, this is a premium steel. So if you can see that, this is M390. And it's got a super edge on it. Can you see that? Nice bit of swedging at the top and the long nail nick on both sides, but very well made. This is a premium stainless steel, and you'll get exceptional edge retention, wear resistance, and corrosion resistance as well. But just a reminder that all three will open Amazon packages without any problem. The only thing with this is that it's likely that you're going to need to sharpen it a lot less. On the downside, you probably need a diamond sharpening stone to get the best out of this. It's going to be hard work on a standard sharpening stone. The verdict then. Who is each of these for? Well, the Real Steel is perfect for somebody who's never carried a Barlow, or maybe if you're on a tight budget, but it's good to check to see if it fits your life. So the prototype works well. Now, the Arthur Wright, this is a fantastic daily user, and for the price in getting a handmade knife, this traditional style, it's just fantastic. But you can use this all day long, easy to sharpen, a little bit of care needed, but this is perfect for somebody who's got a lot of cutting tasks to do. And then the Lionsteel. So this is for somebody who loves the pattern and wants something a little bit more special. So this is more of a gentleman's carry than an everyday knife, a potential heirloom to pass on to sons or daughters. So the £100 extra, I think it does buy perfection, but it doesn't necessarily get you more utility. And in the end, it depends on how much money you've got. I would never want to encourage anybody to spend more money than they have on a knife. All of these cut equally well and will suit you in your pocket, and they will all work for you. So thanks for watching. And if you want to see how to keep any of these razors sharp, why not check out this playlist on sharpening, and please give me a like if you like the video. Thanks for that. I'll catch you in the next video.